Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mobile VR Reviews. I'm your host, Guy Manspeed, and today I'll be reviewing Overflight for the Gear VR, a World War II aerial combat deathmatch with Spitfires. Overflight was released on the Gear VR on October 19th, 2016, and is currently available for $3.99. It's developed by Polish studio SetApp, whose previous Gear VR offerings were the well-received Escape Velocity and Never Out. In Overflight, you jump into the cockpit of the Spitfire, a single-seat fighter plane used by the Allied forces in World War II. You take to the air in a free-for-all deathmatch between 2, 3, or 4 participants as you outmaneuver and outgun each other. The game is multiplayer only, so you can either connect to a game online or host your own. Spots not filled by other human players will be filled by bots, meaning that even if you can't find other people online, you can still play the game, which was a very smart feature. The deathmatch options are simple and to the point. You choose the number of players, the length of the match, the difficulty of the bots, and whether the game is public or friends only, and then you get right to it. Your plane handles realistically, but I wouldn't quite call this a simulator. I'd say it handles realistically enough to be immersive and entertaining, but not so realistically as to be irritating. You don't have to worry about stalling in a steep climb or in a hard bank turn. Regarding weapons, the planes are outfitted with twin machine guns, and the ammo slowly regenerates over time. And that's pretty much it. Like the developer's previous games, Overflight doesn't complicate things. It provides a well-tuned singular experience and doesn't mess around with too many modes or options. What it does well, and this is where I can see a lot of people disagreeing. I know some will say, it's only $4, what more do you want? While others will complain that a game should be more than a 4-player deathmatch. Your personal opinion on that matter will definitely affect how much you enjoy this game. Both gamepad and non-gamepad control schemes are available. Using a gamepad, the left stick controls the pitch and roll, and the right stick controls the throttle and yaw. Anybody familiar with radio control airplanes will recognize this as the Mode 2 control scheme, but with the right and left sticks switched. If you're used to Mode 2 controls, you'll probably find this pretty irritating, and it's also different from other flight games I've played where pitch and yaw are controlled by the left stick. The only gamepad control option is whether or not to invert the pitch axis. The rest of the controls cannot be remapped. Without a gamepad, the look-to-fly controls actually work really well. You look up and down to pitch, turn your head to control yaw, and tilt your head to the sides to roll. The touchpad handles the throttle and weapons. Or you can combine the two schemes. Use your head to control the pitch, roll, and yaw, and use the gamepad for throttle and guns. While the full gamepad controls do give you a better sense of presence, I have to say it feels easier to track opponents and make fine adjustments using the look-to-fly controls. Upon starting the match, the first thing that hits you is just how detailed the planes are, both inside and out. The cockpit is fully realized with working gauges, including airspeed, altitude, engine RPM, and attitude indicator. The flight stick also moves along with your control input, which is a cool detail, but the rudder pedals do not. You can look out through the glass canopy and see the propeller and wings of your plane as you track your opponents through the sky, and planes emit increasing amounts of black smoke as they take damage, which helps you see who needs just a few more bullets. A nice user interface touch is the red flash that happens in your crosshair when you register a hit on an opponent, without which it would be impossible to tell if your bullets are connecting. The terrain is less exciting. There are physical peaks and valleys, and you can even try to lose pursuing opponents by flying really low, but that usually doesn't end well. The sound design, like the rest of the game, is simple but effective. The engine sound increases or decreases as you throttle up or down, the machine gun sounds are convincing, and the hollow metal pings of bullets piercing your fuselage let you know you're hit. At first I found myself getting motion sick after about 10 minutes of play. The constant circling to track targets was getting a little nauseating, but it really helps if you focus on something stationary as you turn, and I continued to play without any sickness after that. Alternatively, I found the look-to-fly controls very comfortable, so that's another option. If you can handle the motion in games like N-Space, this one shouldn't be a problem for you. When it comes to immersion, this game really hits the mark. The completed cockpit helps a lot, and it feels great to look through the Spitfire canopy scanning the sky for your opponents. For a Gear VR game, it's a fairly authentic fighter plane experience. There really is a lot to like about this game. The planes are beautiful inside and out, the combat is fun, and sitting in the cockpit is damn cool. In fact, the only thing I can see gamers complaining about is the amount of content. It's a 2 to 4 player deathmatch, and I know there are people on both sides of the value for money topic. But if you take this game for what it is, I think you'll have a good time. Thanks for watching. Did you agree with my review of Overflight? Was I unfair or did I miss something? Did this review change your mind about buying the game? Leave a comment to let me know what you think. And if you like what you saw, and you want to see more of this, hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you have a specific request for a review, write that in the comments too, or hit me up on Twitter. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.